Morning, y'all. Let's inhale the energy of the past and exhale it into the present. Open your third eye and let's take a journey through all that makes this messy world what it is. Question for you. Do we have a dictator? What if I told you that your answer to that question affected the truth behind it? What if I told you that far more than just your answer to that question affected the answer to it? What even makes a dictator, a president, a law, anything be anything? Could it simply come down to what and who we all accept as such, and the energies we exert in doing so? In every election, one side of people likes to claim a powerful, culturally shifting mandate, while another side discredits the victory any way it can, refusing to give power to the winning people and ideologies. Each side has two things in common: an unwillingness to recognize and legitimize those who disagree with their assessment, and a desire for simple answers. And bubbling off of the energies both sides exert, simple answers are a dictator's best friend. You see, a dictator wants people to be struggling so much that their hunt for answers clouds their vision. A dictator's rise to power is usually built off of stoking real frustrations that already exist around real issues, often by scapegoating a group of people as the cause of these issues. But even with an opposition and resistance scapegoating the dictator as the sole cause of the people's problems, the dictator can still thrive as long as they go out and convince enough people that they are in fact the sole solution to their problems. They'll pin these energies against each other, knowing that both put them in control of all the people's business, through credit or through blame. Remember, a dictator may not necessarily want to harm any group of people, even ones they scapegoat, but they're still a dictator simply because they want to amass power for themselves. When enough people get frustrated over any set of issues and go searching for answers, all it takes is an opportunist to attempt to cast himself in this absolutist role. The rest is up to us to find where we leave opportunity through a need for answers. I know what president you think I'm going to talk about, but let's actually take it back to Obama's first win. It's 2008. The Black Eyed Peas are on the radio, jeans are low-waisted, and no one has heard of the Jersey Shore cast. One side is saying that we've suddenly entered a post-racial dream, acting as if the people's problems had melted away with the election of one person. Bubbling under the surface, a movement began that sought to cast that one person and any ideology associated with him as the root of all the people's problems, in need of a usurper. Before we can think about that opposition movement, though, we have to understand the ways the approving side kept the opportunity for a usurper alive. I remember jokes, and yes, I acknowledge, jokes, being made about Obama helping black people get out of trouble with police and other flexes of power in the name of the marginalized.
If my nigga Obama gets up in there, I'm gonna act up fool. I ain't doing no more homework, nothing. We taking over. Come on, what's the cop gonna do to me? I'ma be like, don't make me call the president, bitch. And the cops, he gonna be like, oh, snap, Riley a real nigga. The president's a real nigga. We can't do nothing. I can't wait.
Now, again, these are jokes, and there is a clear difference between jokes and not jokes. But at the core of it, the suggestion that a president has the power to intervene in not just legal matters, but even a police stop, sounds pretty authoritarian when you zoom out. The point is, that this energy was present, that tables had turned, justice had been served, and wrong had been made right, all with the election of one person. Ta-Nehisi Coates described a uniquely new mindset that many Black people developed during the Obama presidency, where it suddenly felt wrong to criticize the government, because suddenly it would mean they were criticizing one of their own. Surely, this phenomenon caused many on the approving side to ignore the issues that remained throughout Obama's presidency, as if his mere presence in the White House caused their abrupt disappearance. After all, to admit that the world's issues remain despite Obama's presence and that he can't solve them all is to diminish all the hope that had been built up around him. Obama didn't want to admit to his passionate followers that he was only human, incapable of single-handedly fixing all their broken dreams. He wanted to keep those hopes up around people's collective power, despite so much power being placed over his every move. He didn't want to amass that power and act like he alone can fix it. He didn't want to become a dictator. As time went on, more people slowly realized this truth, that Obama was human after all, incapable of effecting all the changes that all the people need all by himself. Rather than elect others who would help realize Obama's vision, many of us admitted this truth despairingly and opted out altogether. Many others, seeing their issues persist despite the promise they saw in Obama's election, still desired a simple answer to fix everything. In comes Trump, with all of his promises to single-handedly dismantle the system from within, feasting off of people's anger towards that system for seemingly lying to them about its ability to help them. Towards the end of Obama's presidency, people pleaded, "Please don't leave us, Obama. Don't go." When this energy is let out into the world, to keep a leader in power out of a lack of desire to find a good new one, it gives opportunity for a dictator to rise. When a dictator hears, "Please don't go," they take that opportunity. Fast forward to now, and ironically, Trump has been attempting to democratically enact his ideology of having absolute power by endorsing more local candidates who agree to give it to him. Throughout his whole political career, Trump has understood people's basic desire to have simple answers and solutions to everything, so they don't have to get too involved or taken out of their comfort zone. The harder truth for people to swallow is that no one person can be the sole fixer or perpetrator of their issues. That the only thing that can actually solve our issues is a massive coalition of people, ideas, and energies to fix things little by little. When this process moves too slowly for our liking, it's up to us to resist the opportunists who offer quick, power-sweeping solutions. They say democracies aren't taken away, they're given away. And at the end of the day, it's up to us what we give power. When we mark one presidential election winner as a mandate for massive cultural change, we give too much power to that one winner. When we only pay attention to, let alone only vote in presidential elections rather than local elections, we give too much power to the presidency as a whole. But when we do the little work between elections in our own communities to reduce our collective problems, and when we step back and look at all the many causes of them, we reduce the power that any opportunist can begin to even dream of. So as you go about your day-to-day, ask yourself, do I think the president alone can fix all my problems? Do I think the president alone can cause all my problems? Do we have a dictator? Bit by bit, all of our answers and their attached energies can collide to ensure that no one person ever has that much power over our lives. And that's a thought to meditate on. Sit with these thoughts for as long as you need after the episode is over, and breathe through them. Remember, I don't want this to be a one-way conversation, so follow @MorningMeditationPod on Instagram and send your thoughts there. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and come back next time for more mindful dives into new topics. Keep looking through your third eye, and I'll see you next time.